Hey guys, it's San and welcome back to the BulbaSquad. So, I was originally going to do a market update over all things in Pokemon. WotC, Pseudo Vintage, Modern, and Ultra Modern, which differentiation, Ultra Modern is in rotation. Someone recently brought up to me that things behave differently, so I added that categorization. However, recently, everyone and their mother, their dog, their absentee father have decided they are going to talk about modern, ultra modern, what's in rotation right now. Whether for better or for worse, that is what everyone is talking about. Some people claiming it is the absolute devil, you should not do anything in it. Others claiming now is the time to start moving into it, and quite frankly, I got a little annoyed with it. No one is actually putting in enough effort, or at least covering modern on both sides properly. It's either one or the other right now. So, screw it. I'm going to talk about it. I didn't want to do it, but you know what? They made me do it. As we all know, modern singles are worthless. They're garbage. No one cares about them. Everyone's worried about the junk slab era. Everyone's worried about the fact that there's so much of the supply out there, that there's so many singles out there, that Shining Fate's tanked, what is it, even to an extent Vivid Voltage is tanked. Battle Styles has been modest. It definitely tanked because it's $85. Chilling Grain is on the decline. People are worried that there's a lot of singles that are going to go bad. And now that worry has transitioned to a theory I proposed a couple months back, about 4 months now, whenever Rudy made his video. That Pokemon boxes, unlike Magic boxes, are usually tied to the intrinsic value, specifically correlating to the raw cards if it's in rotation. Out of rotation, it is to the graded cards. And if there is such a high supply of these cards, by extension, this box will be worth about as much as the cards. And that is what people are now arguing. People are saying, hey, there's so many of these cards, there's so many of these boxes, these cards are going to be worth nothing. We have so many cards at PSA at the moment that, quite frankly, if the intrinsic value is going to tank, and by extension the box prices are going to tank, and none of this stuff is ever going to hold any value, and or the opportunity cost is going to be so high, it is absolutely pointless to even try to hold this stuff. And on the other side, we have the people saying, well, everyone is saying this, so because of that, there's actually going to be more opportunity generated, so in that case, I'm actually going to go into it and go ahead and purchase more, because I'm going to make free tendies. Truth is somewhere in the middle, okay? Here's the truth of the matter. These cards, these worthless modern cards that quite frankly have been moving at awful, they're going up, they're going down, mostly down at the moment, and there is a ton of supply out there. Absolutely, these things are going to tank in the short term. And by extension, yes, the booster boxes are going to follow them. Why? The intrinsic price has always correlated correlated to the sealed box price to some extent. Knowing that, I could very well see more boxes tanking in the future. I fully expect Chilling Grain to get below $90 a box, just like Battle Styles has. I am very confident in Evolving Skies breaking under $100. Why? It is the second to last set. It is the set just before the anniversary set. And you may even be able to call it the evolutions to generations. In the same way that Evolving Skies will be to the 25th anniversary of the Celebration set. It is like their last big cash grab just before the anniversary comes and all the hype starts to die down. So I could very well see the same thing happening to Evolving Skies, and it is printed very heavily. I fully expect Celebrations to be as well. Celebrations is a whole other conversation for another time. The set's too small, and we could very well see a repetition of Generations or Shining Legends, and like I said, we'll have a discussion about that. However, this being said, if the card, let's say, booster box drops to $70, cards inside are worth $20, maybe. Everyone is focused on the graded value of these cards, and it's worried that possibly once we go out of rotation and it switches over to the graded cards within the set, those cards will never appreciate, therefore the booster box will never appreciate. I have done my digging. I have done as much as I can. There is no fault in that logic. However, there's one thing none of us can account for. Not SM Pratt, not Pokenomics, not Pokenev, not Cardinal, not anyone. Not even myself. Modern is a completely different beast than it was even 1 year ago. 1 year ago, just before Logan Paul entered the game, no one cared about Modern. Rebel Clash came out and people were excited about it, but there wasn't a whole lot of talk about it. Darkness Ablaze was one of those first ones that people really started talking about because of the Charizard VMAX. Vivid Voltage had the Pikachu. People got very excited about that. Then we got another shiny set in Champion's Path, well, shiny with one, and then Shining Fates with another full-on shiny vault. And since then, we've had alternate art after alternate art after alternate art. This is very reminiscent to the tag team alternate arts from the late Sun and Moon era. People were actually talking about that. People were excited about that. I believe Modern is established, like fully to this point, in the regards that now and possibly forevermore, so long as Pokemon doesn't screw it up, Modern is going to have a very unique demand. I can guarantee you this with certainty. There are people out there who prefer these full art cards, these rainbow rares, these alternate arts, to the originals. People like the, alternate art Tyranitar more than they like the Shining Charizard. I've heard that. I've heard some very bizarre things, and this is genuinely what people feel. Knowing this, let's say theoretically, all of these cards get 1,000 plus in PSA 10. Possibly more, but remember this. Here's one thing you cannot discount. These sets are massive. I believe, if I recall correctly, Evolving Skies is going to have roughly 50 secret rares in it. We got the set list revealed yesterday. Don't worry, I'll stop off to the side. I'm going to flash it on screen for you guys. Rainbow rares come out roughly 1 in every 2 boxes, which means take the supply, cut it in half, and that's how many rainbow rares you have. Now divide that amongst 12 or 14 or 15. I don't know how many is in it. You're going to see. That is how much the supply there will actually be for those rainbow rares. Gold cards, same thing. Divide it by 3. Divide that number by however many gold cards you have. So that's how you'll get your percentage chance for a gold card in a box. And then you divide that into the supply. Alternate arts. This is a tricky one. The VMAX alternate arts fall under the jurisdiction of the rainbow rare pull rates, so they will be mixed in. The V full arts will be within the jurisdiction of full arts. Full art trainers, full art Pokemon. Mix those in and you'll pull 2 per box on average. I think I would challenge the idea that these modern singles will not be worth stuff in the future. Why? In order to get the supply we're seeing right now for these cards in PSA 10, PSA 8, and also keep in mind, Pokemon is doing horrible QA right now, quality assurance. And it's actually making those 10s harder to acquire. Knowing all this, knowing how difficult it is to pull these cards, because remember, Rainbow Rare Pikachu, some people estimate it's as difficult as 1,000 packs to pull. Last time I clocked it in, I thought it was like 826, if my math was correct. Overall, the massive supply we're all worried about, that everyone and their mother is going to be holding a sealed cases, plural in many cases, that's going to hold back the value of the singles. I honestly don't agree with. Not anymore, not the more I look at it. Let's say these cards magically, alternate arts, drop down to below $100 for PSA 10, okay? That's what people are coming to me with. They believe these alternate arts will drop below $100 PSA 10. What happens? Okay, well, they're below PSA 10, alternate art. You're probably likely to pull any given alternate art that holds value maybe one in every 4 or 5 boxes. Like, these are lottery cards. Well, that obviously doesn't make sense. The amount of boxes you have to open in order to acquire it, not to mention there is a little bit of difficulty to grading. I'm going to buy them up. People will then go, oh, that's now affordable by comparison to how it was before, purchase it, and bring the prices back up. There is coming a time where those who are weak, those who cannot think for themselves, who simply follow the Poketubers, myself included, do not simply follow me. Please, do your own research, do your own thinking, and please, if you genuinely do not agree with me, say it out loud, and people will find whatever fallacies are in it, or they'll strengthen it. It's a really good thing to do. Find someone who doesn't always agree with you. That's why I like this channel. I genuinely think after this dry period where there's going to be this bear market, everyone is going to be so negative on it. We've had an insane growth in the hobby. The only thing now left is for major retracement, major negativity after all this positivity. I mean, look at the tone of all the channels. Look at Danny Phantom. He's been talking about all the retracements. Look at Pokenav recently. He's been talking about them. Look at any channel. Everyone is just focusing on the negative because it's hot. Because you see that, that tells you there is opportunity coming. Wow. Now the difficulty is whenever everyone is saying one thing and you go the opposite way, it's harder to find where the real opportunity is. But in that difficulty is where we can make genuine money. Hidden Fates, like I said, you can commit arbitrage right now. It's stupid. It shouldn't be possible, but you can do it. And actually, for those of you who made it this far, I believe it's Card House EU. I don't remember. It's one of the European card stores. They have pre-orders for Hidden Fates Elite Trainer boxes up. So that may mean we have another wave coming out just before it goes out of rotation. Just keep an eye out for that. That'll be interesting. But if you can find areas that genuinely have become undervalued, people have become so negative on it, or have so little faith in it, whenever we do have more growth in the future, which I believe the hobby will be fine. If you do not think that Pokemon will grow beyond where it is right now, do not touch Modern. Don't touch it. Modern grows with the hobby, and if you don't think the hobby will grow, you don't believe Modern will grow, so get out. But if you can find little sections that you think really are good, that will appreciate, and you get it right, and you really did do your due diligence, you will beat pretty much everyone else right now. Because the smart money's coming in. It really is. The smart money's coming in, or it's being patient and building up funds. For those of you who made it this far, that is exactly what I've been doing. That's why I sold some stuff. That's why I'm going to keep selling some stuff. Right now is the time of building wealth and waiting for the opportunity that's coming. I just want to have this discussion because honestly, there's no good middle ground going on right now. There's no genuine, intelligent conversation going on beyond slamming and looking at the negativity or blindly following the positivity. And that is extremely unhealthy for anyone and everyone because it kills critical thinking. So, thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.